put that off to a later time. Maybe get a consultant that doesn't have to travel from Wilmington and put it in next year's budget or the one after that. Summerfield Road isn't going anywhere, and I think we can put that off. I agree with some of the council members who said we can put off construction for the exit, the second exit for the ball fields. That's $100,000 out of the budget. I think we can do without that. We won't know what's going to happen when they widen 220. So it might be prudent just to buy the property and sit on it and wait until 220 gets widened to see what happens. Right now, it won't affect people coming in and out of the ball fields because the work hasn't been done on the road. There's no island in the middle to keep them from going south. They can go north and south when the ball fields open in September. I'm sorry, I think that we should consider not giving raises this year to anyone. And this doesn't mean that I don't love Valerie. I think Valerie's great. I think she deserves a 50-cent raise. I just don't think that the town can and should do that this year. Other people are not getting raises, and if we have to borrow money from the bank to pay for lights at the ball field, I think we should consider not giving any raises this year. Maybe we can make it up next year if times are better. But I believe that we can pare this budget down to a lean, mean budget. And I don't think we should take lean management out of that. I was for it when you mentioned it at the budget meeting. I think it's a good thing, but I think we need to start doing lean now before you take the classes. I'll finish.
Okay. Other comments from council? Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about these items that was Flowers mentioned. My opinion on them, go from there. We have very dedicated employees, all 5 of them. We're not talking about 1,700 employees like Guilford County has, or 3,200 like Guilford County. We've got 5. And we know that there's a 2%, whatever the cost of living, whatever, and in order to keep our 5 employees in line with the cost of living, I want to urge at some point council member to make a motion to do that. Either way, it would be fine. Merit-wise, we have strived over the course of the Summerfield's history since we've had employees to hire the best and the brightest, to do the best we can with our hiring, to support them with their salaries, to reward them for their hard work. We hear so much about, or we see, and I've see this quite often, good employees, because of the various restrictions on time that in other businesses, other industries, they are working, they're working past their cutoff time, and this is illegal for not playing ahead overtime and things like that, and because they've got very comprehensive and they're just very good employees, and I think that our employees are the same, and we don't want to get into this type of situation. So I would suggest that we reward our 5 employees, and of course the merit is for 4 employees. It would be on the solely based on the manager's evaluations of employees throughout the year, and then his thoughts as to whether or not the employee deserves a merit. And should their council want to do a motion to gives the manager an idea on which way we're going to go there, we go for that. Summerfield Road focus area. The comprehensive plan was done 5 years ago. The people in the focus area, and this area includes section 220 between the stoplights, CVS and Skelton Road. This area has been restricted by the town of Summerfield for probably 10 or 12 years. And I've used the word before, hostage, that the town has held property owners hostage, saying that, because they did not want, any business property along that stretch of 220, as well as Summerfield Road. It is time, in my opinion, and it is the most important part of the entire comprehensive plan, in my opinion, for this focus area to be completed. Finally, with public hearings, with the consultant doing what consultants do, it will give the people in the area, including along 220, an idea of what they can do with their property now that they haven't done before. This, to me, is comprehensive planning, which we haven't done. Our old plan, our old development plan, which Ms. Barnes and many others spent 2 years creating, it didn't go into the detail that it would have been taking 5 years if they'd gone into greater detail. But I think that it's some sort of focus area plan study needs to be done. It should be done now. We've already asked them to do the review of the stretch of 220 for the sign ordinance review, because just such a reason as this, the business, the property owners need some guidance on it, and therefore some decisions to be made. Second exit of the ball field, I agree that it should be taken at the property for that exit should be funded quickly. And that is to give us a second exit on the 220 over the next 50 years. That will mean a great deal to the tens of thousands of people that will eventually use that once the main highway is enlarged. And it's hoped that at some point after that alignment takes place, it's hoped that there will be a stoplight there to allow safe access and egress. The current plan is once my road is paved, it won't be a good situation at all safety-wise. So I agree with going ahead and purchasing or trying to purchase some right-of-way to build this road, and then I have the idea of using the other $100,000 that's in here to put into a capital account. And the purpose of the capital account would be to, the manager has just recommended us to purchase 10 acres of property. We're looking at some property for a future town use over the next, again, 30, 40, 50 years. And time is right, prices we hope will be right, and using this piece of money for to begin the capital account to acquire that property. And if the council wishes to do a range of motions, I'm going to push it either way, whichever way the council wishes to go. I'll abide by it. But we would like to wish to do a range of motions to clarify these areas. And these are the areas that seem to be a concern.
Mayor, my opinion, is town course study on Summerfield Road. I felt like it should have been done in the comprehensive plan meeting that we just completed. And it wasn't done. I felt like it, and that was one of the reasons, as I said, one of the reasons that I voted against the plan because I didn't feel like it was complete. The second entrance to the ball field, we had long, lengthy discussion about that property before we bought, about the safety issues. And this entrance was brought up during that time. I was a couple of locations for another entrance because the entrance where it is now will be unsafe when the road is wide, I feel. And so we discussed that location to the south of Gastown as possible another entrance for it would be an intersection where we could have traffic lights installed, which would make it much safer for the citizens using that field. So this is nothing new that just came up and said, well, we got people connected with the town owns that property, let's buy it. At that time, I was unaware of anybody who the owner was. I was just studying it, looking at it for safety issues. And I do feel like, from experience, that we need a safer location, and this will be it. Anywhere you got a intersection where you can have traffic control devices controlling the traffic, will make it safer. So I do agree with you. I feel like this is necessary.
Any other comments from council?
I just want to read this from the comprehensive plan. One of the recommendations, start a new approach to the town core plan by creating a larger committee that can initiate a small area plan for the district. The small area plan process is a people-up method of planning that includes public meetings and charrettes and makes citizens part of the process. So why don't we do that instead of paying a consultant $50,000?
We're going to pay the consultant $50,000 to come in, as I said, with the citizens' involvement, et cetera, like in the comprehensive plan. That's what it's going to amount for, the consultant will do.
So will one more year or 2 more years make that much of a difference?
I think it will, because I think that the town is holding the property, a lot of the property is hostage.
I don't see anybody here tonight complaining about it.
I've had calls on people over the years.
I'm
Decisions.
sorry, I respectfully disagree. I
Well,
think
that's fine. I
we could
agree.
put that $50,000 off for another year
I
or two.
wanted to bring it up and we'll let the council decide what they will do. Just wanted to bring up a different version, a different aspect of it. Other council comments? Well, currently, as the budget sits, the focus area is in it, and the ball field capital, the ball field things totaling $225,000 is in it. No COLA and no merit. It's in the budget. So, in order to clarify that, I would ask the council to start at the top if they want to, or to discuss how they want to do this, how they want to make the decisions on these things. And this will, then we can talk to the manager, and then we can determine whether or not, what the next step is as far as passing the budget or whatever.
Well, I have just to talk about the $50,000 that we put in there. That is not the entire amount for that.
And that would be the entire.
That would be-
for the small area plan. That's
For
the
the small
entire.
area, that's going to be done within the year. Okay, that's fine. I was going to double check on that because I knew there were some things we were doing this budget and the next budget, but the $50,000 should be what the consultant thinks, that he could come in and do what he discussed it. And then this is the same thing that he put in the comprehensive plan.
It's a continuation of the
Okay. So
comprehensive
it's
plan.
nothing different than what's in there that was